business also in this. And so I also have people that come on the live stream and say, Queen, it's illegal to pay, taxes. We're not supposed to be taxed. Natural born citizen. Well, you read this story, you'll see why. That if you go that route, it's not going to work. You're not going to challenge the IR to the S. Not on that. You're wasting energy, time, and effort if you think you're going to be the first person that free people through telling them about national born citizens. It's not going to happen. You might as well do it the way they want you to do it, which is through a home-based business. Like I said, politicians own home-based businesses as well as other businesses as well, but they all have a home-based business, 95% of them. So you do it the way they want you to do it, because people who tried to rock the boat and be a whistleblower got imprisonment. It tells you all this. See, I got my dog ears, my highlight, business use of your homes, other expenses, how to use a home-based business to stick it to them. This is actually chapter 14. She said, okay, if I'm going to get arrested for teaching the other method, I'll teach it this way. People read this and still don't do it, though. It's all about people's mindset and their desire to want to do better. I don't see how people still trust them after the history put in front of their faces. Another thing, talking about Social Security and benefits that may be exhausted by 2030. Have you ever looked at your Social Security card? Your Social Security card and your EIN, your employer identification number, is also known. Have you all ever thought about that? That your employer identification number is also known as the Federal Employer Identification Number, FEIN, or the Federal Tax Identification Number. It is a unique 9-digit number assigned to the IR to the S to business entities. So have you ever wondered why these numbers contain 9 digits? The EIN is specifically for business. The Social Security number can be used for both business and personal. You yourself are already a business entity. So why can't you have your own business again? Social Security number is just the highest tax bracket when you don't convert it into a home-based business. And a lot of people sometimes ask me, Queen, what about me starting my own business in LLC? I think that's a great thing if you understand how the game is played. Because if you don't be careful with that strategy, you're just going to find yourself, whether you're a sole proprietor or self-employed, owning a job. That's it. You don't have much leverage on that side. You don't want me to teach this real quick, because I said this was going to be short. I want to do a crypto video after this. Right? So I always do this. I said I'm going to make a short video, and it's never short. Let me do like they do in the school system. Put it on a timer. You got 5 minutes to do this, then 10 minutes to do that. They teaching you to be good employees, right? They teach you all everything. Come in and teach a classroom. This is your do now. This is our word of the day. You got 5 minutes to get that definition written. Everything is time. All employee mindset. No time, right? Machine and robots. No time, very seldom for the creative mind. Very few classrooms in the school system have that set up. Now, employee, 95% of people live on this side, whether they're an employee or they're a sole proprietor, small business, or specialists, doctor, lawyers, or 1099 contractors. 95% of people live on this side, but they only have 5% of the wealth. You all are saying that? So here you have a job. And here you own a job. Now, if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a specialist, a 1099 contractor, you're making 6 figures or above, this comes with a lot of prestige. It comes, people see these positions that come with a lot of prestige, right? But people over here are overworked and underpaid because they have no leverage. Meaning that a doctor can only get paid if he has patients, which is not a problem, but they're often burnt out. They don't have family time. A lawyer is only paid every time she has clients. If you're a barber, beautician, only if you have people in your chair. And I know some barbers will tell me, well, Queen, I rent out my chairs, right? But if you're the best barber and people are coming because of your name and your brand, you are on the active income side versus this side, which is the passive income side. This side is where 5% of the people live, but they have 95% of the wealth. You would think that most people on this side would want to know, what are they doing differently over here? Because they have 95% of the wealth. What are they doing differently? What is it that they're doing? On this side, you can't pass this down to your children. You can't will your child a job. Or you can't will your child your lawn care business, or your beautician business, or your barbershop business. Nothing wrong if that's your gift. The Bible says your gift shall make room for you. Room means it should pay you. It should open up doors for you, open up financial cash flow. If it's not doing that, you're not doing a gift. You may be doing something that you're just passionate about. Passion doesn't pay. Your gift should. But you cannot pass this on to your children. Your child may not be good at cutting hair or doing hair. They may not be good at landscaping. They may not desire to. And this side of the quadrant, people, is only designed to pay bills. I'm gonna put a dollar sign in the word bills. That's it. You know, and schools teach you to be a ERS. I asked the principal at the school one day. I said, why don't they teach more about entrepreneur? I had a student one day that came to me. She said, Coach Deloach, you know, they call me coach in that world because I coach basketball. People call me coach in this world because I'm a financial coach. I'm still drawing on the whiteboard with my marker, right? She said, Coach Deloach, she said, one day I'm going to make millions of money. You all forget my phone in the background. I'll catch you later. I said, millions of money? She said, yeah, I'm going to make millions of money. I said, how you going to do that? She said, I'm going to have all these different type of cheese. I'm going to have cheese factory and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like, you know, Forrest Gump with the shrimp, right? So after I started thinking, and I asked the principal, he came in the gymnasium a couple of minutes later, and I said, why don't schools teach children how to be entrepreneurs? He said, well, most of them don't desire to do that. How do we know? We're the one that's meant to frame and set minds. And then he said, and then our curriculum is not based for that. We have to teach what the National Organization of Education tell us to teach. And they have nothing in the curriculum for entrepreneurs. Wow. That's why millionaires and billionaires or multimillionaires are high school dropouts. Because they couldn't question authority. and they had to do everything strategically, and that's not how their mind was wired. You have right brain and you have left brain, right? Thinkers. And so now you have little leverage over here, active income, and you work hard with no security. You have to do the work every time to get paid. You have 401k and pensions, which are passive income investing that you have no control over, and you don't know, for the most part, where your money is going from your labor. That's taken out of your paycheck, along with FICA taxes. But on this side, you can own a system. And this is what I'm telling people, that for right now, people know the price of everything, but the value of nothing. I'm telling people you can get into this right now for $129. The very first billionaire, I often quote John D. Rockefeller. And if you're an investor, guess what? And the government, they give these people over here tax breaks because they want them to keep generational wealth. So they give them tax breaks. An investor, you're taxed 0%. See, as an employee, you're taxed 30% or higher. For 1099 contractors and self-employed, it's 40 to 60%. Of course, they want to tax this bracket higher because this is where the bigger income earners is, or the upper middle class is. When you have a business, 10 or 20%. Even if you have a paycheck, that paycheck is now taxed as a business owner, like a Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Starbucks, McDonald's franchise. But if you take that money and invest it, and I love investing in cryptocurrency right now because I understand the assignment, but I keep my cash flow so that I don't have to flip my crypto. You're not taxed at all. But most people have to flip crypto because they're not in positive cash flow. They're either negative cash flow or neutral. So they have to convert cryptocurrency, which is an asset, back into cash, which is the government system. You know what, Curtis? It started with the Carnegie Hall. It started before the 70s with Dale Carnegie. That's why a lot of these colleges and institutions are called Carnegie Hall and the Henry Fords, because they said that we don't want an institution of thinkers. We want an institution of workers. They said we don't want, this was during the agriculture age of having employees. And they said having entrepreneurs during the agriculture age. And they said we don't want entrepreneurs. No, we don't. We want employees because we want them to work our system to make us rich. And that's when Henry Ford and they created the assembly line to produce cars and vehicles. So Vice President Kamala Harris acknowledged the real possibility of war. This is just an hour ago. In Europe, if you're keeping up with the economy, you know that that's no surprise, right? And as this war comes, you're going to see cryptocurrency and the stock market, which is going to affect a lot of people's 401ks and their passive income investing is going to definitely bring down their future wealth, which means they're going to try to find a way to work longer and harder, right, to try to get their 401k losses back that they're about to experience. And the sad thing about it, 95% of people don't even know it's coming, so they're not prepared. Dollar stores are going away. FDA fined rodents inside the Arkansas Family Dollar warehouse, prompts 400 stores to close. Wow. And look at this, 222, $1 wow. Dollar stores are gone, people. I mean, you already had Dollar Tree and Dollar General. There was not a dollar anymore. Now, they found 400 stores because of rodents. They closed 400 stores. Decaying rodents in the warehouse. People, come on now. You mean to tell me it took the FDA to find this about Family Dollar? When people need dollar deals now more than ever. You think it really took... Oh my God. It's not funny, but I just got to laugh it off because people don't see the writing on the wall, unfortunately. So people, you can get on this side, even if you have a paycheck, for $129 investment where you can own a system and not own a job. Let me share this with you, then I'm going to go and make sure I may take a little longer break now that you tune in for my next live stream. I want to talk about 2 cryptocurrencies today, which is Farm Finance, FARM, Harvest Financing, and CRO, crypto.com. I'm changing over. Rebranding is name, and the great news that they can mean for crypto.com, Crow's Coin, is going to be called. The richest advice from the richest investor says this: if you don't find a way to make money while you're asleep, you will work until you die. People, you were meant to do more than work, pay bills, finance a vacation every now and then, only to 30 days later get a statement in the mail from your credit cards, and you trying to figure out how you're going to owe that. You had a small window of freedom and fun. You pay your bills, you raise your children. If you find a compatible relationship, you have love, and you die. And that's all you have. Most people, they leave bills behind. Rich and wealthy people leave wills, not bills. I always quote this from John D. Rockefeller, but I found someone that said it way before him, that I will rather earn 1% off 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. But I found it from J. Paul Getty, the first billionaire. So he would be the first to really say it. And success leaves clues. Millionaires and billionaires do what millionaires and billionaires before them do. If you want to have enjoy a successful lifestyle and save time and not be overworked and underpaid, you will study this and implement it in your life. That you would rather have 1% of effort of 100. He said 100 men. Okay. So that's the difference between him and John D. Rockefeller. Rockefeller said 100 people's effort. J. Paul Getty, the first billionaire, said, I'd rather have the effort of 100 men than 100% of my own effort. This is why network marketing, and my friend Dre that brought up Sherry Peel Jackson and her book, it is so powerful. And this is why most politicians have a home-based business. 29, or you can come see me in the spring as inflation is even higher, and you can get in for $270.